External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow on Wednesday. Discussions were held on a wide range of issues, including Ukraine conflict.
With an aim to take the Russia-India partnership to new heights, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar held talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow on Wednesday. During the meeting, President Putin invited India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Russia, saying it will give both countries an opportunity to discuss all current issues and also explore the scope of future bilateral ties.
We will be glad to see our friend Mr. Prime Minister Modi in Russia. We will be able to discuss all current issues and talk about the prospects for the development of Russian-Indian relations. We have a lot of work to do, so I ask you to convey to him my best wishes and please pass on our invitation. We are waiting for him in Russia.
As soon as the meeting began, the Russian president highlighted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's willingness to do his best to resolve the Ukraine crisis peacefully.
We know the position of Prime Minister Modi and we have spoken about this more than once. His position regarding his attitude towards complex processes, including flashpoint areas and the situation in Ukraine.
In his remarks, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar conveyed the warm greetings of Prime Minister Modi and handed over a personal message to President Putin.
First of all, please allow me to convey the personal greetings of Prime Minister Modi. He has also, through me, sent a letter to you, a letter expressing his thoughts about the state of our cooperation and the progress that we have made in recent days, and I will have the honor to give you the letter. Certainly, Mr. President, he looks forward to visiting Russia next year.
External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, who is on a 5-day visit to Russia, also had a comprehensive and a productive meeting with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, on Wednesday. As strategic partners, discussions were also held on international situations and contemporary issues, including defense partnerships. With Anita Raj, Amit Mukherjee for DD India.
And DD India correspondent Meghna Dev joins us live now. Meghna, good morning. We've just given a report on the meeting of External Affairs Minister with the Russian President, and a number of important issues were taken up apart from exchange of greetings. Let us understand more from you the significance of this meeting between External Affairs Minister and the Russian President, given the fact that Ukraine conflict was also taken up between both the sides.
Yes, we definitely know that the External Affairs Minister is on a 5-day-long visit to Russia, and I guess his Moscow leg is almost over. He will be heading for St. Petersburg, and there he will also have some engagements. But importantly, he called on the Russian president, and very importantly, they had discussions on what discussions External Affairs Minister already had with Sergei Lavrov, as well as the Deputy Prime Minister, who is also the chair of the Russian Intergovernmental Commission. So we also definitely see that there has been a lot of talks in terms of amplifying trade, because the trade has reached beyond the $50 billion milestone. That definitely speaks volumes of how much more potential that is. President Putin also said that this is obviously because of the oil sector, and the energy sector. But besides that, also there is a lot that India and Russia are doing together in high-tech areas. Besides that, we definitely see that there had been talks when we are talking about the meeting that the External Affairs Minister had with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. He also did say that there was a talk on fertilizers, and there is also talks on military equipment, technology, manufacturing, and more. So defense manufacturing and defense cooperation is one of the major areas. But when we talk about his meeting with President Putin, definitely there was discussions on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's stand on the turbulence in the world and the changing geopolitical situation in the world, the conflicts. He also did say that we know Prime Minister Narendra Modi's attitude and his stand in the hotspots, as well as in the conflict in Ukraine. And President Putin also said that he has time and again appraised PM Modi on the situation in Ukraine. And he also did say that he is expecting Prime Minister Modi to visit Russia next year. Besides, we obviously know that Russia is the chair for the BRICS in the coming year. So there definitely is a lot that can be done in that sector as well. We know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi did attend the 15th BRICS summit in Johannesburg in South Africa, and coming year when Russia is the president for the BRICS, President Putin clearly said that we know that we have traditional friends in Asia, and India is one of those traditional friends. So discussion on the priority areas for the BRICS is also extremely crucial as well as important when we are talking about including other countries as well. But having said that, there has been more discussions specifically on the trade aspect and obviously the conflict in Ukraine that President Putin also mentioned during his conversation with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar.
All right, so trade, fertilizers and Ukraine conflict were the highlights of the meeting. Meghna, the External Affairs Minister is on a 5-day visit to Russia, and we believe that the second leg of his visit begins, that is to St. Petersburg. Let us understand more from you as to how do you evaluate the visit so far.
So let's actually recall what External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said while he was, beginning his meeting with Sergei Lavrov, his counterpart, his Russian counterpart, that we expect a big delegation for the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit that is going to be held in January this coming year. So definitely in St. Petersburg, he will be meeting more people for that aspect as well, because Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit is a biennial investor summit, and it's a global summit for businesses, and biennially, just because it did not happen the previous 2 times because of the COVID pandemic, but this time around it's happening, and we have already seen in the past Vibrant Gujarat Global Summits that there has been a massive representation from Russia, and obviously Russian governors and other major stakeholders also specifically from the East Russia, they also definitely come and attend the summit. So that is something that is very important when we are talking about Russian representation in terms of trade and economy to the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. So that is going to be something very specific and important. Besides that, also speaking to businesses means that when we already have in this 9 months crossed the milestone of $50 billion, we are expecting to move beyond that, and the trade has been at an all-time high in the past 2 years. So that definitely means there is a lot more potential. While India is also trying to ensure that India's exports to Russia grow. So for that matter also there might be discussions, and that was also discussed with the Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov when External Affairs Minister met him. And definitely we saw that in the previous meetings that he had in this visit, he definitely discussed on domestic nuclear energy. Kundakulam project was discussed, and there has been discussions on defense manufacturing, as well as when he saw the exhibition, the Deputy Prime Minister also showed him that what Russia has been able to achieve in the digital space as well. So there are a few areas definitely of cooperation that can be enhanced, and that have more potential to be enhanced. But besides that, his visit to St. Petersburg will be more on the business side, and is expected more to be on the business side of talks.
All right, Meghna, we'll leave it here. Thank you for joining in with those details. So that was our correspondent Meghna Dev joining us and getting us the details of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar's visit to Russia.